All right, we're back on TYT Sports with a ridiculously awesome power panel. Ricky Strom at the end, Denise Jones, Jacques Slade, Jason Rubin, Ja'Cory in the booth, J.R. Jackson also sneaking his way into the booth. Get out of here, J.R. What is this? Unbelievable. And Bartman, of course. Lonzo Ball made his debut for the Los Angeles Lakers yesterday. It was a very, very hyped debut as the Lakers' future and hopefully getting back into the spotlight with a new sense of Showtime Lakers was put to a very quick halt by Patrick Beverley and the Los Angeles Clippers. Friends on the panel, starting with Denise. Overreaction or concerned for Lonzo Ball?
I just feel like the Lonzo revolution, it won't happen overnight. Like Rome wasn't built overnight. So they're adding so much pressure to this guy. And then on top of that, his NBA debut has to be against one of the most annoying point guards like you can ever face. He's great, he's aggressive, and I love how consistent he is with his game. But Jesus, like he's the most annoying point guard. I would hate to be guarded by him. And then he got into Lonzo's head very early on in the game. So I don't want to say he broke, and I feel like Lonzo wasn't selfish. You know, he didn't have a terrible game.
Right.
It's just, it's not gonna be, you know, it's the Lonzo revolution isn't gonna be that game.
Every single time that Lonzo Ball plays a professional basketball game now, because he was playing professionally, just not getting paid for it in the crooked NCAA system. It is going to be an overreaction every single time, because this is exactly what has been built upon and built up rather with not only his father, but then also the Ferraris, the Sweet 16s with his brothers, getting a Facebook show, by the way, the first ever on Mark Zuckerberg's platform.
And it's super entertaining.
Yeah, it's totally entertaining, but what we have to keep in perspective is, as high as you get built up, especially with your father doing a lot of the talking and then trying to shield Lonzo with Screamin' A. Smith and ESPN and what have you post-game on the floor at Staples Center, the overreaction is going to be there for the people who hate Lonzo Ball. And then when he succeeds, you're gonna hear the Lonzo lovers. So it's just a fabric of our society. When someone is built up like this and he hasn't even played a game, and then he gets shut down his first game, you're gonna hear the haters. And then when he plays well, you're gonna hear the lovers? Fans.
There'll be love, Jacques.
Fans.
I mean, I just think it's, you know, kind of what you get when you have that sort of reputation, when you're built up that way. I don't want to make it any deeper than that. I think it's just the simple fact that people expect him to be a really good player based on what's been said about him, based on the way he played in the Summer League. People would expect a little bit more out of him, and he didn't deliver that last night. Now, the fact that it's Patrick Beverley and that Patrick Beverley is a great defender and an annoying defender, that should have nothing to do with it. You're in the NBA now, so it doesn't matter. Steph, Russ, those guys, they still give Beverley buckets. So if you're gonna be that guy and you're gonna walk in, and if the NBA is gonna use you, something I saw the other day was like a TNT graphic, and they had like Harden, Steph, Russ, and Lonzo, and I was like, Lonzo? Like, with these all-star guards and these MVPs, like he's on the same poster as these guys. Like either you need to say something where you're like, yo, like that's not where I need to be, or if you're going to revel in that and you're going to reap the benefits of that, you also have to reap the fact of Patrick Beverley being in your ass all night and dealing with that as well.
He let it be known. He screamed first team, which I believe Tony Allen has done multiple times in the past. So it's hilarious, first of all, because like they're not, again, referring to first team all NBA. He's referring to first team all defense. But on top of it, it's rare with Lonzo because a lot of the time when we see hype for a player, it's because the player themselves has hyped themselves up to be the next big thing, in part with the media. The difference here is that Lonzo hasn't hyped himself up at all. All Lonzo's done is play. Actually, he played in the NBA Summer League. He won NBA Summer League MVP. He looked phenomenal. Of course, the talent level and the talent pool was less. And he comes out, and again, I like the fact that Lonzo did not react to anything Patrick Beverley was doing. And I think that's extremely important, because if this guy's gonna have a target on his back, he just went through the absolute worst of it. Because there is no more annoying defender that he's gonna play against all season than Patrick Beverley. And he handles his own. So he's quiet. According to Luke Walton, is our only truthful insight as to what he's like. All he says is his work ethic is unquestioned. He's a student of the game with magic. It's just gonna take time. So while the media will overhype it, while LeVar will overhype it, Lonzo himself, I think, has played this out as great as he possibly could have, because he hasn't added any hype to it.
Yeah, and I would disagree a little bit on the players hyping themselves up. Usually I think the hype, especially when it comes to a rookie, is because of the way you've played in college and the way you've played in high school. Like LeBron came in hyped because LeBron was a man at age 12. Like LeBron played like a grown man at age 12.
Right.
And so he came into the league, you know, with that hype, but it was deservedly so because of what he had previously done. So, you know, as much as I hate that, you know, a lot of this is LeVar's fault. Like Lonzo has to step into it. Like he has to step into that hype and really make the most of it. Like he learned a valuable lesson last night, I think. And going forward, I think he has to react in a way that is appropriate because everyone in the NBA is going to go after him. Like there's no one in the NBA that's going to give him a pass.
Right.
Because if you get beat by Lonzo, like that fulfills the hype, that fulfills Pop's mouthpiece, and there's more from the talk. So everyone is going to go at him 150% every single night. So he's going to have a lot to prove, and he should, at this point, he recognizes that. If he doesn't, Patrick Beverley sent the message to him last night.
But I mean, it's like two lessons, kind of like what you said, like that mentality, the fact that he didn't check out. That's why I feel like he didn't have a terrible game. His stats might have not been what we anticipated them to be.
Still had 9 rebounds.
But yeah, and he was getting rebounds. He didn't let the pressure of Patrick Beverley get in his head. He was still in the game. And I mean, you have to understand, like it's not like he's playing with an all-star team. I feel like the Lakers are still a collection of parts. They're not even an actual team yet. They just have assets, and now we're trying to figure out how to build the chemistry in this together. So, you know, off the bat, Brook Lopez is probably the best Laker player that we have right now on the team. And Lonzo has the potential to really take this where we need it to go. It's just, again, not gonna happen on opening night. And it might not even happen this season. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't look at Lonzo differently if he had a mediocre season.
Agree. Clippers are we're the better team. Everyone knew that coming in. Larry Nance Jr. is still the most fun Laker. Until Lonzo surpasses him.
Kuzma's a lot of fun.
Kyle's really good.
I'm just not sold on Kyle Kuzma being the next Kobe just yet.
That
was the headlines I was criticizing. They said the Lakers have found their next Kobe, and it was Kuzma.
Headlines.
Like, what is this?
Okay, well then.
Just because they share a letter doesn't mean that they're the same freaking player.
He has a K in his name and he plays for the Lakers.
Right, totally.
That approves it.
All right. Any other final thoughts on the?
No, I just wish Lonzo the best. I do. I am a Laker fan, so I
two of you guys are Laker fans.
I am invested in him doing well, and I do hope that he does well. But at the same time, I recognize like how hard of a path he has in front of him. It's hard enough being on the Lakers. Period. Just being on the Lakers sets a precedent because if you're going to be the guard, you have Magic, you have Kobe.
Everyone has a retired number. Every position has a retired number.
Right. Team. So he has to. So he has a lot to step up to in that, and with the extra hype that's added onto it, he definitely has some big shoes to fill.
For sure.
And the Lonzo Revolution will continue.
Lonzo Revolution. I'm not sure about the Lonzo Revolution yet, but we'll keep that. We'll let Denise go with that.
Closer by the day. Comment below with your thoughts on Lonzo's debut game against the Clippers. We'll see you in just a minute.